we were to reflect on the past year in terms of SMMEs and obviously the COVID-19 impact, and I think for most corporates as well, the direction in moving from traditional IT to cloud-based IT has become a bigger reality. And I think in our own investigation and our own, obviously, support systems that we brought about within the SMME sector, one of the key elements is the question around moving from traditionalist to, I want to call it technologist type IT implementations. And I think the one thing we must keep in mind that for a lot of mid-sized organizations, they have a specific focus in mind. Probably potentially mid-tier type organizations, IT is not their forte, but the focus is within the broader spectrum of the business. So therefore, the question between cost versus value does become an imperative question to be answered. A lot of businesses may not want to invest hundreds of thousands of rands into building IT infrastructure to run their businesses. So the key question often, or the divide, becomes where you have a small business or a medium enterprise that has a very strong IT base versus a similar type organization which doesn't. And therefore, the question that always comes about is that I'm going to be pumping money into an investment of IT. And I think if we be honest, even large corporations often look at IT as a cost center. And therefore, it's a cost draining exercise. Why should we be investing? A lot of large corporates, government as well, we often call upon and say, let's do a POC so we can test and see whether it works. And then what generally happens is you invest as an OEM hundreds of thousands of rands in POCing to eventually come back and say, look, we'll think about it, we'll come back to you, and 2 years later, nothing has happened. What we need to get to is to show the real value of what the technology has and actually prove capability of the reasons why I should invest. And I think that's a very important element that needs to come in.